What up, y'all? We starting on season 5 on the East Coast. So come see us live in New York, October 7th, and in Philly, October 9th.
Man, make sure y'all pull up. New York, y'all have to pull up. We having the one and only, my Texas brother, Larry Johnson, Grandmama in the building. And also on the 9th, Philadelphia, y'all know I'm coming home. And we had to pull up with our brothers, Gil and Wallow. We came in this thing together, so we come and turn up, y'all. It's going to be a movie. Don't miss it.
Get your tickets at allthesmokeproductions.com/tour. That's allthesmokeproductions.com/tour.
Man, everybody come out. Bring your homies, your homegirl, your cousin, your brother, friend, your sister, brother-in-law that you brought, that they broke up and got back together, your other cousin that y'all don't know was cousin, but y'all said y'all was fourth cousins. All y'all come to the show, bro. All y'all come. We got merch, we got cocktails with Neos, we got MK lighters, everything. You don't want to miss it. DJs, music, the whole nine.
Then bootleg snacks with glitter. Again, that's allthesmokeproductions.com/tour. Get your tickets before it's too late.
Don't miss it.
We'll see y'all there. We're calling on all our fans for this one. Jack, this is special, man. Over 5 years of work and 200 episodes.
Releasing October 8th is the All the Smoke Coffee Table book. Been working hard on it. We're super excited for you guys to see it. But October 8th, we're releasing our first All the Smoke Coffee Table book.
300 pages of never before seen pictures, untold stories, and highlights of our 5-year journey with All the Smoke.
But before it releases, you can get yours on pre-sale now. Just go to our IG bio or search in Amazon, All the Smoke book. And we might have some surprises in the book for you.
So you don't have to wait till October 8th to get yours. Pre-order yours now so we can run up on that bestsellers list, man. We need you guys' help, man. We ain't asking for too many favors. We asking for a favor now, man. Perfect holiday book, birthday book, coffee table book, dentist book, gym book. Put that book anywhere, man. It's versatile. All the Smoke Coffee Table book. So go get your book now. It's available at Amazon or in the link in our bio.
Jack, good first day at the Pump Gala. Man, we had a surprise of a lifetime. BD went down trolling the lobby, found the Big O.
How do you find just
How do you find the Big O?
Right,
how do you find the Big O just wandering around? And how do you get him upstairs to the room is the question.
He had.
How good did the Big O look?
Oh, he looked great. He looked great for like 85.
Walking better than that.
That's the blueprint. That's the
old.
blueprint,
Yeah.
baby, being 85.
But the fact he came in, like, you know me, I got bad eyes. I had a double and triple take while we were interviewing Tim.
I was staring at you like,
motherfucking
that Big
Oscar
O?
Robertson? So, I mean, the fact he came in, we stopped the whole show, and that's my first time ever meeting him.
bro, we can't be super fans of Russell Westbrook and not OD when Big O walk in the room. Come on now.
Big O, but it was great to be able to, first of all, have him come in, want to do the show, sit pretty much through a whole Tim Hardaway episode,
Yep.
and then bless us with his just knowledge. And I feel like it took him a little while, probably maybe 15 minutes to open up.
If he wasn't a busy man, he could have stayed another hour.
And then I feel like if we had more time, I think he was ready midway through the interview to just talk about his whole entire life.
Facts.
Day by day.
Facts.
So that was crazy. The one thing I regret, bro, is I didn't fucking talk to him about Kareem.
Yeah, I know.
I missed it.
We missed on that one.
And you know me, I normally like to be able to study the slides, but that shit was on the fly.
We did
So
good.
it was
Shout out
just
to our
like,
team.
No, definitely team, Dylan, Jelani, everyone put the shit together like this while we were doing the Tim Hardaway interview. To have the legendary Oscar Robertson sit down, man, and first of all, watch a show, then come on our show, that's gotta be up there, man. That's bucket list material.
Wasn't expected. Definitely a blessing. Something we'll hold on to for sure.
Definitely, man. We hope you guys enjoy this episode. Welcome back, All the Smoke, LA. Man, a special one right here. Shout out to our man, Dana Pump, man. He goes above and beyond all the time.
This goes in the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go
It's
to
up there.
episode.
This is up there. Man, today we have 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, first player in NBA history to average a triple-double, league MVP, NBA champ. Welcome to the show, Oscar Robertson.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Good to see you guys.
Honor.
I was flustered. He walked in the room during the Tim Hardaway interview. I'm like,
Show stops.
I rubbed my eyes. I'm like, is that him? Man, it's what is life like? How are you these days?
Getting older and wearing out faster.
Yeah.
Looking
man.
good though.
No, things are fine. You know, I'm enjoying Orlando.
Nice and warm out there.
Very warm. Very warm
Yes.
indeed.
Yeah.
Few storms, but you know,
Yes.
Try to get around those.
Yeah.
Everything you accomplished for this game, the road you paved for this game, when you see that the NBA has now just recently signed a $75 billion TV contract, what are your thoughts from the days you were playing to where the game is today?
I got a lot of thoughts, but the most important thought that I have is I'm happy for the players.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that these guys are making money
Mm-hmm.
because when I grew up, black people didn't make that kind of money anywhere. You couldn't get
Period.
jobs in the corporate America, but now they don't have to worry about that. Some guys will have a situation set up. They make money where their families will never have to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up in a ghetto, didn't have anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
Played ball all the time, went to school, church, that was it.
Where did your passion for the game come from?
In 1951, I believe, my older brother Bailey hit a shot against Anderson High School and got them into the first championship for an all-black team from Indianapolis, Indiana. And from that point on, man, I was driven.
Your lawsuit against the NBA in the 70s, did that lawsuit in some way, shape, or form kind of create the Players Union?
No, it defined the Players Union.
Okay.
Defined it, yeah.
We had been doing a lot of things up to that point. I mean, I was there for about 9 years and been trying to get certain things done, meal monies, which was $8 a day, hotels, air travel, and all these things. And so finally we got to go to court. Well, we went to court originally to stop the ABA from joining the NBA.
Mm.
That's what it was all about.
Mm-hmm.
And then these other things came about players' rights and whether or not if you had a contract and you didn't have no other connection to a team, could you go somewhere else? The NBA said you couldn't. They said they had perpetual rights to you forever, which was not true.
What are some of the things as a black star that we take for granted but you struggled with early on in your career?
I've often said this to a lot of people. The draft hurt me. And I'll tell you why, because I went to a team that was in disarray, And I'm coming out of school. I was player of the year, of course, but I had to carry them, I had to sacrifice my game to make us a unit. And then after I got there, the press can be very difficult for you when you're a star, especially in certain areas of the country.
Back then, yeah.
They want you to win, they want you to do well, but they don't want you to do too well because they don't want to write about that.
Right.
The first year I was there, I averaged 30-some points a game, and they didn't hardly mention it. They didn't mention other guys getting 15 points and this and that and whatnot. And, I didn't think that much about it. A lot of these things I'm telling you about, I didn't think about them until I got out of basketball, to be honest.
It was just a way of life.
Yeah, it was. I was there. I was committed to play. I was with a team that we weren't that good. That's why I look at a lot of teams that when they play against the Celtics, and they said, "How did they win?" I said, "I think Red Auerbach for that." Red Auerbach had a good starting unit, but they had veterans on his bench all the time, and they came to play. And they were good. They ran the ball up and down the court, and I think a lot of guys, to be honest, were scared to play against the Celtics because we had someone on our team. And I said, "What the hell are you scared of them for?"
Right.
I said, "They dressed the way you are." I said, and when they toss the ball up, that's when you got to go.
Who were some of your favorite guys in your day to play against? Not necessarily teams, but individual players. Who did you enjoy matching up against?
I enjoyed Wilt because I knew Wilt very well, and Wilt was a big talker, And Wilt was talking about what he's going to do and whatnot. But Wilt was putting on a show for people. Wilt carried the NBA for years. And I've always said this, that the year when Philadelphia moved out to San Francisco and Syracuse came down to Philly, Wilt averaged 50 points a game. And people don't say anything about it.
Unbelievable.
And and my good friend Bill Russell won the MVP that year. Who played great because they won the championship. But when you average 50 points a game,
no
crazy.
that's and I averaged a triple-double.
Right.
So, but I'd still say Wilt carried the NBA that year. And, and they don't ever say that much about it.
Is it probably because we didn't get a chance to see it, or people who speak most now didn't get a chance to see it or really appreciate it? But how great was he? I mean, obviously we see the numbers, but to see and play against it, and like you said, him being able to carry the entire league, how great was he? And could he have played in any era and dominated?
Oh, I think he could have. Wilt was a great athlete. He could run track, high jump, volleyball player, talk plenty of stuff all the time, but he got it done on the court. I mean, one game they played in, and these guys today talk about how great they are. Sure, there's some great basketball players. Guy gets 50 rebounds. Hell, I think Russell got 48 that game. I mean, can you imagine one man getting 50 rebounds in a basketball game?
It's incredible.
It is, and and the thing about it, he played every minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He played in
every
every game.
You see guys today, what they say, they try to worry about the minutes and
Load
the time.
management.
Oh, that's right, load management. I mean, I think if you're making $50 million a year, there's no load management.
No such thing.
Go.
I think sometimes you owe it to the fans who come to see you play because whether you want to say so or not, the NBA owners and the players are in this thing together.
Right.
They're not in it alone.
Right.
And they said they got to understand that. We understood that with the Players Association when I was there. We tried to convince that. Finally, I think some of the owners who came into the league while I was still there understood that. We're not fighting them. We were trying to do something to better basketball.
Right.
For the overall good.
Lottery players, who's feeling lucky? Get ready to try your luck with Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app. With Jackpocket, you can order official state lottery games right on your phone, making it easier than ever to win big. First, pick your favorite numbers and state lottery game. Then get a photo of your physical ticket after you order to your phone. And the best part, new customers can get a free ticket to order using Code SMOKE. That's Code SMOKE for a free Mega Millions ticket. Don't wait. Download Jackpocket now for a chance to win big. Good luck. What up, fam? It's your boy Stack 5. I want to share a quick word with you from our partners at Simply Safe. They've helped me experience peace of mind, and we want you to experience that too. We've partnered with Simply Safe to give you an exclusive 50% discount. But that's not all. Also enjoy a free indoor security camera with Fast Protect monitoring. I just got my Simply Safe system installed recently, and I haven't slept so good in forever. Every night before I go to bed, I make sure I arm the system so I can go to sleep with no worries at all. Simply Safe has 24/7 live guard protection. That means their agents can act on the alarm within 5 seconds from receiving the alert. And the best part, there's no contracts, no cancellation fees, no nonsense pricing. You'll never be locked into a long-term contract, so you can cancel anytime. So if you want to have peace of mind, go to simplysafe.com/smoke to claim a 50% off discount. Also enjoy a free indoor security camera with Fast Protect monitoring. It's only for a limited time, so make sure you order today. That's simplysafe.com/smoke. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Is it true you learned how to shoot by using tennis balls and rags wrapped around with rubber bands?
No, I had to fake balls and things and all that. Because that's when I first started playing. I was so young. I had 2 older brothers. They wouldn't let me go anywhere with them, man.
Yeah.
What's the age difference between you and your older brother?
No, he's about 5 years older than me. And I don't know if you have any older brothers now, but they don't want you to go anywhere.
That's the only person that used to steal from me. My older brother.
I just found out I have an older brother after 42 years. I just found out I got an older brother. So I was always the oldest brother until just recently.
So start out shooting in the trees and whatnot, and imaginations and whatnot. And like any young kid would say all the time, 30 seconds, 10 seconds to go, 2 seconds you got the ball.
3, 2, 1, and
you make it every time.
You play any other sports?
Ran track, played baseball.
Okay.
Yeah. Had a baseball contract with the Cincinnati Royals.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, Cincinnati Reds. What am I saying? But I didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
Because they had some great stars, and I hate to say this, this comes up, people don't want to hear a lot of this, but they were black. Vada Pinson, Frank Robinson was great, man. They didn't appreciate it at all.
Segregation was terrible in baseball.
I want to ask you, what's your opinion on athletes and activism? I was thrown in the George Floyd situation, and
I saw that.
I
Great.
was able to be a big part of that, and I'm honored because I think that's the best thing I've done in my life was do something for our people. But what's your opinion on athletes and activism, and how was it growing up in Indiana, dealing with the KKK and all that growing up?
Let's talk about Indiana first. I didn't see any white people at all when I played ball, unless I played against them in Indiana. One white person was Bob Collins, who was a writer who loved our team, and he wrote about it because he's writing about the facts. Other than that, poor as could be, mother and father divorced, 2 older brothers. We had a little guys on the street would tell you everything you have to know.
Mhm.
I really appreciate those guys, Sometimes they talk about ghetto kids and whatnot and all the bad things. These guys were great.
Mhm.
They
They
told
raised us.
They raised you. They tell you what to do about women,
Mhm.
drugs, and everything else, gambling and everything.
Mhm.
So I'm happy about that. But but it's really interesting when you live through a lot of different things and whatnot, that you see change and whatnot. I think players today, with the media and all these social outfits, you have to be careful sometimes. But that doesn't mean you disregard your character
Mhm.
and what you want to say about it, because I think they can be very helpful.
Absolutely.
Very helpful. I never forget when the kid, I can't think of his name, he sat on his knees. They didn't stand for the national anthem.
Colin Kaepernick.
And I won't tell you the coach's name, but you'll figure it out. And this owner was very, very upset about him.
Jerry Jones.
You know what bothered me more than anything? The rest of the black players didn't support him.
Right.
I could not understand that. They didn't like the national anthem either.
Right. They should.
To be honest, I mean, I know the national anthem, but I never heard the national anthem when I was playing ball in college. They played it while we were always in the locker room.
Mhm.
Never heard it.
Mhm.
The national anthem is great. I mean, I came to appreciate it, especially when it was in the Olympics. We won a gold medal. Then it goes up, something goes through you. You think about your life. Where you from and how you got there. And the guys you're with. And that's what you think about. Those kind of things.
What was that
You also
experience?
think about the words too. Justice for all. We still waiting on something.
Well, it's true too. But
What was that experience like? Obviously, a different time back then when you were
Yeah.
representing a country that didn't necessarily represent or love you at times. What was it like to be able to do that and win at the highest level?
I think this was in 1960, folks. So it goes back a few years. I was fortunate because I met Ollie there. I met Wilman Rudolph, Ray Norton, and Thompson. That was a high jumper. First guy from the Americas to jump 7 feet. It was great experience for learning things about yourself, about life. I never been around that many people like that in my life. And you go to the Olympic Village, and everyone's there, and you just socialize. You're meeting people, and whatnot. I mean, I knew Wilma very well. Wilma Rudolph was a good friend of mine, and then I got to meet Ollie because Ollie kept telling me, "Tell me you're the greatest, man. Tell me, don't go ahead and tell me you can whoop anybody, man." I said, "Oh, come on, now, I can't tell."
I love it. You were co-captain with Jerry West. We just
Yes.
lost. Rest in peace.
Yeah, Jerry was a good friend of mine. We met at the Olympic trials in Denver. He was kind of quiet at the time, but we got to talk to each other about different things. And the AU was very strong in those days, and they would always try to get the best team to play against us. Something's mighty funny about that? After we won the championship, I was sitting with Pete Newell, was our coach. He said, "Oscar," he said, "I got a difficult task tonight." I said, "What is it, Coach?" He said, They don't want Walt Bellamy." I said, "Why?" He said, "Hey, you don't know why. If they hadn't taken Bellamy, we'd have had 2 black guys on the team." This is in 1960. Some great players playing, man. Myself and Bob Boozer. Bellamy, we needed him to win the championship in Rome. We couldn't have won without him. Couldn't have won it at all.
But they didn't want him.
They didn't want 2 blacks.
No. Here again, I mean, and I know these things come up and people don't want to hear these things, whatnot, because I had a great experience at the Olympics. I think that's the greatest sporting event in the world for people to get together and try to iron out some of the differences and whatnot.
Yeah.
When you run for a medal and once you get a medal, just total happiness. You congratulate the people that's running against you, but then still you're happy for them as well.
This episode is presented by Coors Light. Choose chill.
Go to CoorsLight.com/smoke to get Coors Light delivered straight to your door.
Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Between work and what we see on social media, it's no wonder why people are so stressed out.
But we don't have to let the noise ruin our chill.
When life gets hectic this season, choose chill and reach for a cold Coors Light.
It's back to school season, and it's easy to let the chaos get to you. But don't get caught up in the fall stress.
Savor the season and choose chill by reaching for a cold Coors Light. It's straight from Coors Brewing Company in the Golden, Colorado, so you know it's fresh.
Make sure you're making the right choice and choosing to chill.
Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment. It's crisp and refreshing as the Rockies. Don't forget to always celebrate responsibly.
So remember, fall feels good when you choose chill by reaching for a cold Coors Light.
Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/smoke.
Football fans, the season is kicked off, and we've partnered with DraftKings to get you closer to the action.
Head over to our partners at DraftKings Pick 6. Right now, all new customers who play $5 or more on their first pick get $50 in Pick 6 credits.
And if that's not good enough, you get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium.
That's right. New customers is simple. Just play $5 on your first pick set and receive $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly. You also get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium.
Getting started is simple. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code SMOKE.
Pick at least 2 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat.
Lock your picks in and compete with others for a chance at huge cash prizes.
Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code SMOKE. Only at DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
Mental health is such a big thing and discussed today, but that's just recent. They just maybe the last 5-7 years, mental health. I mean, with so much racial tension back then, although it was the norm, it had to affect you day to day. How did that make you feel? How were you able to focus on the task at hand? How did you get through all the stuff you had to unfortunately go through?
When I went to the University of Cincinnati, I was the first black to play there, and I didn't realize it because I'd gone to Cincinnati to see Jackie Robinson play a lot. And I saw a lot of African-American people sitting in the stands, whatnot. I said, man, this is a great town, great city. So anyway, when I go to school there, I didn't see any black people, man. I mean, I'm going to class, I had nobody. So one day I told a coach, I want to have a meeting, man. So I met him at 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, what's going on? He told me the story that they just don't like blacks at the school. Mm-hmm. I said, well, why didn't you tell me this, man, before I got here?
Before I got here.
But he said he didn't want to do that because he wanted me to come. But anyway, I made a commitment, and so I stuck with it. It wasn't always easy.
Right.
I sat in my room one night and I thought about all the other black guys in the same situation I'm in, and nobody cares. Mm-hmm. But at least for me, I was a star player of the year. That got some attention, Mm-hmm. But I think about all those other players, I really felt sorry for them.
I think that's why I admire you so much. I mean, you got a lot of guys today with all the bonuses and pluses they have. They are not able to go out and not even average triple-double, but play to the level you played, and they're not really dealing with nothing. You was dealing with people threatening your life, threatening your family's life, threatening your job, and you still went out there and played to be the person you are today. I admire that because, a lot of people that have everything in the world, they don't have the confidence to stand up for something that has nothing to do with them. You did it your whole career. So I admire that, and still be able to be, the person you are as a basketball player with all that stuff. That just says a lot about who you are.
In life, when you get older, you'll realize it more and more. There's so many things that bother you on a daily basis. Difficult things. Mm-hmm. You got to go on. You can't stop. Mm-hmm. God has an answer for everybody, and He's still in charge. So you can't worry about things a lot of times. It's unfortunate that things happen in your life that bother you, really bother you. Some terrible things sometimes.
But you gotta let it play out.
Just like, and I never forget, there was one guy named Norman Allen who lived on our street. And he said, he was talking one day about players being great. He said, remember one thing. When you're on the court, think about the game. And I also said, they can't play until they toss the ball up. So I said, what do you mean by that? He said, all this talk about this guy and that guy before the game doesn't mean anything. He said, when they toss the ball up, that's when you got to go and see whether you can get it done or not. But it just bothers me more than anything that you talked about earlier about guys and social activities and whatnot. They got to be careful because they're involved with shoe deals, television deals, commercials, and whatnot. But I think they can be smart about it.
Yeah, it's a way to do it.
You don't have to go out and curse somebody out and call them names and whatnot.
Right.
But you can be smart about this, and have statements that are thoughtful.
Conversations.
Yes.
Healthy conversations.
Because hopefully that's what the politicians do, but sometimes they don't do that. They get into a situation where they start calling each other names, which is not.
But that's what Matt says all the time. It's ways to disagree, but the respect has to remain the same.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes, it does indeed.
1959, the KKK sent you a telegram before a game.
Oh God!
Do you remember?
Took that,
do you remember?
Yes, I do. We were going to play in the Dixie Classics. I knew nothing about the Dixie Classics, so I get a telegram says if you go out and play, they're going to shoot me. So I gave it to the coach, but later on that day, I get a knock on the door. Here's a white kid from Alabama, from some Alabama fraternity, who had to come and get an autograph from me. What do you think I did? I autographed it for him.
Of course, we always the bigger people.
I never will forget that as long as I live. I mean, to be honest, man, I was born in Tennessee. I never really thought that much about the Klan to begin with, man, because where I lived, we had a lot of relatives. There were Bells, Colliers, and Robertson. So although the whites and blacks were separate, there was no going out and hanging somebody and nothing being done about it.
Right.
So they protected themselves. But I never thought that much about it. Guys that threatened me. I mean, it wasn't the only time I was threatened, by the way. I must tell you. But it didn't bother me. I mean, I didn't think anything about being shot. I just didn't think they were going to do it.
He has a movie coming out, a doc coming out, and he went through the same thing in high school. You want to talk about that, Matt?
No, just KKK was a kid was harassing my sister, called her a nigger, spit in her hair. So she was 2 years younger than me in high school. So I did what a big brother's supposed to do and beat the kid up and went back and tried to tell the school what happened. They didn't believe it, suspended me, and then the KKK tried to come burn down my high school.
Ooh.
Noose with the mannequin in a tree, die nigger, niggers everywhere, swastikas, niggers must die, like put a hit out on me. Had to move.
We seen the screening of the documentary last week, and it's gonna be just really good. A lot of people should
No,
see it.
but I'm always really fascinated by it because, obviously you faced all the adversity you faced, and then, this is 1998 at the time, and it's just like it was still prevalent. And I tell people, I feel like, hate will always be there, just as love is taught, hate is taught. And unfortunately, there's just weird people out here that teach to hate, and it's unfortunate.
You're right. The thing that's really so overwhelming to me is that there's so many white people who don't care about that, but they don't do anything. You wonder how these things happened. Like in Indiana, I think it might have been Muncie, Indiana. They hung a black guy who got him out of jail because he said he made some remarks about some white woman walking down the street. They went in jail and hung him. And you wonder, could that happen today?
It can. It still is.
Well,
in Lumberton, Texas, they still hanging people in Lumberton, Texas.
No, during the George Floyd, during the pandemic, remember there were people, allegedly black people were committing suicide by hanging themselves, but that was, excuse my language, that was some bullshit. You know what I mean? That was some other things going on, which is unfortunate.
Well, I think there needs to be some overall conversation from people,
Like-minded people.
Well, yeah.
But actually, they don't have to be like-minded because like-minded people see things the same way. You need to have conversation with people who aren't like-minded, I feel like.
With the same goal is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Peace.
I just feel that other than politicians, people don't want athletes to talk about social issues and whatnot. They don't want teachers to talk about they don't want black people to talk about social issues and whatnot. My parents never said anything to me about politics. The only thing my father did when I became 18, he said, "You gotta go register for the draft." I said, "What are you talking about, Dad? What draft?"
Not the draft you wanted.
No one in my school ever mentioned anything to me about getting the draft cards and whatnot. But I had to go. I wouldn't got it done anyway.
What was that like though? Just to think that you possibly could be, obviously dreams of playing basketball, but possibly having to go to war.
I didn't really think that much about it.
Okay.
I mean, like I said before, when you live in a ghetto, man, there's so many things that happen. You hear about so many things and whatnot, man. It just rolls off your back sometimes.
And you enjoying the bad time. Times are so hard that you learn how to enjoy everything.
I thought a lot of people lived like that.
It was normal. You didn't know no better.
We didn't know it was struggling then.
I didn't know.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't know. We was just living our life, and we seen how hard. I mean, I can't speak to you, but I seen how my grandmother, grandfather, my mom, and made a life for everybody. So that was everything to me. I didn't know we were struggling. I had everything in my mind.
No, it's amazing. My grandfather, he had a little farm. We used to go down in the summer, And the 2 days he loved it when it rained and Sunday. That's when he didn't work. Every day he worked.
Every single day.
But you know, and it's a funny thing that all the things you go through in your life that I've gone through. I actually joined the Army on television halftime of a basketball game against the Boston Celtics.
Wow.
It's just things that go through your life and what you have to do sometimes. You know, I mean, I wasn't going to join the Army, but I was told if I didn't join, I was going to be drafted. So I joined the reserves.
What year? I mean, obviously, with you being good friends with Ali, and the years escaping me, obviously he went through that and chose, you know, the latter not to do it. But what was that like as him being a friend of yours and it kind of derailing a little bit of his career?
They didn't want Ali into the military. Ali never even finished high school, and I don't know if they give you some tests sometimes when you go to the Army. I don't think he even passed that. They wanted Ali because they wanted him to influence other black kids. See, that's why they wanted Ali in the Army. They want to make him to make sure that all these other black kids that they were going to put in the military, but didn't do the same thing, because you know that in the summer times in some parts of the country, I think it was up east where there was potato harvest. Those kids all got out of school to harvest potatoes. And that's why you don't go to school in the summer.
Wow.
Yeah, that started on the east, and now you know. But with Ali, no, they didn't really want him in the Army. He would have been a disruption in the Army.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Talking too much shit.
Well, you know,
I'm too pretty.
It just he had too many following in the Army, you know, and what would they accomplish by that? But they want to take him to court to make an example out of him. I never forget Frank Robertson told me once that when you win they don't like it, but when you lose they blame you.
It's a no-win situation.
Well, it is to a certain degree, but I think, as I said before, that it's the conversation. But you don't hear a lot of black athletes talk about politics.
Right. They're afraid to.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I'm not going to name any names, but some over the years, some of the biggest stars never mentioned.
Stay away from it.
I don't think they mentioned Obama when he was running. You know.
Remember that Reggie Jackson interview that A-Rod that Reggie get off about that when they were.
Reggie been holding that in for a long time at the baseball game he was at.
I would never want to do it again. I walked into restaurants and they would point at me and said, "Can't eat here." I would go to a hotel and they said, "Can't stay here." We went to Charlie Finley's country club for a welcome home dinner and they pointed me out with the N-word. "He can't come in here." Finley marched the whole team out. Finally, they let me in there. He said, "We're going to go to the diner and eat hamburgers. We'll go where we're wanted." Fortunately, I had a manager, Johnny McNamara, that if I couldn't eat in the place, nobody would eat. We'd get food to travel. If I couldn't stay in a hotel, they'd drive to the next hotel and find a place where I could stay. Had it not been for Raleigh Fingers, Johnny McNamara, Dave Duncan, Joe and Sharon Rudy, I slept on their couch 3-4 nights a week for about a month and a half. Finally, they were threatened that they would burn our apartment complex down unless I got out. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. The year I came here, Bull Connor was the sheriff the year before. And they took minor league baseball out of here because in 1963, the Klan murdered 4 black girls, children, in 11, 12, 14 years old at a church here and never got indicted. They were from the Klan. Life magazine did a story on them like they were being honored. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. At the same time, had it not been for my white friends, had it not been for a white manager and Rudy, Fingers, and Duncan, and Lee Myers, I would have never made it. I was too physically violent. I was ready to physically fight I'd have got killed here because I'd have beat someone's ass, and you'd have saw me in an oak tree somewhere.
Well, they treated Reggie kind of bad in New York.
Yeah.
What was that manager's name? Who was a drunk?
Billy Martin.
This guy was a drunk, man. He shouldn't even been coaching anybody's baseball team. Reggie was a tremendous star, young man, helped him win World Series and whatnot. They treated him like nothing.
Yep.
When I was at Cincinnati, you know, during the holidays, you know, you still there to practice playing games. We had to go up to this restaurant. It was I don't know what kind of restaurant it was, to eat. So I go in with one of the guys on the team, and when I went in the door, the guy said, "Hey, what are you doing in here?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, he said, "I don't want you in my restaurant."
Mm.
I said, "I'm supposed to eat in here." He said, "You're not going to eat in here." So anyway, I left. I go to a place in the black section of town where they had collard greens,
Better
Catfish.
food
black
anyway.
Just what you wanted.
catfish and whatnot. and they use the same dipper to get everything out, man. I also happened, the coach calls me up, man, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, you haven't been up to the restaurant to eat." I said, "Coach, what are you talking about, man?" I said, "Man, don't want me. They said they didn't want blacks in this place." Years later, this happened. This same guy who ran that restaurant was dying, wanted me to come to see him.
Same guy.
Same guy.
And you went and saw him?
No, I didn't know where he was. I might have gone if I know where he was.
Yeah.
But I mean, it happened, man. You know.
It's crazy. So you leave Cincinnati, the all-time leading scorer for college basketball, until Pistol Pete came around.
Plus, I averaged 15 rebounds a game
about to
in
say.
my career.
So where did your
I'm looking at the numbers.
So I mean, I want to talk. Actually, we'll go there. So your year one, 30 points, 10 and 9. Year two, 32, 31, 12 and 11. Year 3, 28, 10 and 9. Year 4, 31, 11 and 10. 31, 12 and 9. Year 5. Normally, we used to see kind of one-sided. Where did the all-around game come from, and why did you embrace that and do it so well?
Just comes from playing ball against guys when I grew up and whatnot. Had a coach in high school that said if you inside, you got a center, you got to box them off the board. And we had defensive drills all the time, man. I mean, just constantly running drills and helping out and talking on defense, whatnot. And you just learn to play, you know. And really, though, as it was said earlier on your show, there was no position.
Basketball.
You was a basketball
You
player.
just playing basketball. You know, this is why it really. I had a team. I won't tell you the guy's name. We played in China. I told him, "I want you outside. I want you to run the offense." He said, "I don't know how to run the offense." I said, where are you from, man?" He said, "I'm from so-and-so school." I said, "You don't know, this is just basketball. I want you outside. I want you to get the ball, this guy and that guy. We're going to run two." I said, "We're going to have 2 plays. We're not going to have a lot of plays, simple plays. I want you to do it." He said he couldn't do it.
Crazy.
Well, you know, everybody I knew could play outside, pound the ball.
That's how I had to learn.
Should move it inside. Like I had a coach that in high school, he said he wanted me to get the ball to certain guys.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want me to take any bad shots. If you do, you're not going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned well from him.
But we in the era of a lot of players being 1 or 2 dimensional. Like they can't do everything. Like I think I could say that's what basketball is. You should be able to do everything. I wasn't able to do things nowhere closer to you, but I did everything on the court when I played. I rebound, I played defense, I passed, I did it all. But you mastered it. And when people ask you like you can't teach that. Like Russell just has that motor, Russell Westbrook. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't really teach a guy to have that passion and want to do everything on the court. It has to be in you.
And, you know, speaking of Westbrook, I think that it's unfortunate for Westbrook that they're doing some of these things to him.
We love him.
I think the guy is very valuable to any team he's with. But somehow they want to blame somebody.
Right.
You know, why blame him? Man, the guy's effective for you. I mean, he kept the franchise in Oklahoma going for years.
What do you think when you saw him average a triple-double for the season and like you said, all the attributes he brings to the team?
Well, I went out to see him in Oklahoma. I was happy for the guy. I said, "Man," I said, "I want you to tell you this. We were in a room by ourselves talking." I said, "I'm happy for you, but man," I said, "they're going to turn on you."
Wow, you told him that?
Yeah. I said,
I remember seeing him in the locker room. When Russell walked in, he was in the locker room waiting on him. I seen that.
I said, they're going to turn on you because they're going to expect you to do this every night.
Yeah.
And even if you do it, you don't win, they're going to blame you. They're going to blame you. They're not going to blame anybody else.
That's a bar right there.
And they did.
And it did. Well, who know better than you? Right? Who know better than you?
Who are some of the guys you, in today's game or in the past, you enjoy watching?
I like to watch Curry and LeBron, those guys. I mean, I think that they have some great attributes. They get on LeBron a lot for holding the ball, handling the ball. But hell, who else are going to
Who's
get?
going to do
His
it?
IQ is high though.
And Curry's a great shot. You know, I mean, who's making shots like that? You know, I think a lot of kids can shoot the ball. I don't know this kid's name from Indiana. That's a good shooter. The guard outside.
Halliburton?
No, not Halliburton. It's another kid.
Buddy Hield?
One kid shooting about 50% from the floor. He led the league, but you know, get him to shoot more.
Get him to shoot more.
You know, but it's just a matter. I think guys in the game today are come from this AAU basketball, where Rod said, if you don't score, you know you're not helping our team.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the farthest thing from the truth.
So therefore, the first thing they want to do is, man, they want to shoot a 3-point shot.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if I'd have shot a 3-point shot in high school, I never would have played.
Well, a lot of teams going after guys that's affecting game more than having skills. Because I've been talking to some coaches, like I talked to Mike Brown too, and a lot of scouts are looking for guys that are going out there in these summer leagues that's affecting the game. We ain't worried about your one-on-one, but if you're going out there getting that extra possession, getting that extra rebound, that's the guys they're looking for these days.
Well, hopefully they get a team. But the difficulty in basketball today is that it's hard to find guys who are going to play together.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do, and then like in Milwaukee, I hate to bring this up, but we won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the next year they traded 6 of the guys?
Yes. It didn't make no sense. The key guys too. Key guys.
I went to the Bucks. I said, well, who did this? He said, what do you mean? Well, we had to make some. I said, man, you're killing us. You run we win a championship. Let's go with the same guys.
Run it back.
We got to the finals and got beat by Boston in my 4th year. But, you know, guys got hurt. Lucius got hurt. That killed us. Lucius Allen.
As we're coming to the end of a run for 3 particular great players, LeBron, Steph, and KD. There's no telling how long they're playing, but it's not going to be too much longer. What do you think about those 3 and what they've been able to bring to the game?
I think they've been sensational myself because they positioned themselves where they really helped enable the league to go forward to get these huge contracts from these people and whatnot. When they step on the floor, it's exciting. They generate a lot of talk with the news people and whatnot. But still, you know, you watch. I'll say this, and I'll say it again. When sometimes when the Lakers don't win, they say, "Oh, LeBron turned the ball over. He did this. He did that." But what about those
Other guys.
Other guys on the team, aren't they getting paid?
Right.
What about the other guys, Gino?
Yeah, Gino.
He's the main LeBron hater over
we
here,
don't do
but
that.
also loves him.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. But, you know, even Curry, you know, they're talking about Curry now, you know, that he's getting old, you know, he's not going to be able to do that forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens then? And Kevin Durant, you know, I think it's a tremendous shooter, you know. I mean, I've seen a guy that big shoot the ball like that. It's unbelievable, man. You know, I was talking earlier about the Olympics. France did what the only way the USA was going to beat France was France had to go in a zone. That made Curry, KD, and Booker great. Those guys, they couldn't beat those 3 guys with a zone. And that's what they went into a zone, and Curry started knocking them down, man. Because up to that point when they was playing man-to-man, he wasn't that effective.
Right.
In your opinion, what was the best part of your game, and what area did you feel you needed to continue to work while you were playing?
I think the best part of my game was understanding the offense and how to get guys in the game. You know, when I played, you know, you used to have 2 or 3 plays, and you know, and to run these plays, you got something to happen. I look back on my career now, you know, I think I should have shot a lot more.
Why not?
Well, the reason I said that, you know, is that the guys I played with were not as good a shooters as I was.
That's what MJ said.
I could get the shot anytime I wanted it, but I was such an unselfish player. I wanted to get other guys in the game, and I was told to do this. And even at Cincinnati, we didn't have a great team, but they wanted me to get these other guys and get the other game. Get this guy in there and get this guy in the game. But they didn't say anything about me.
Wow.
I'm not saying this because I'm here with you guys, but I just think if we could have been more successful
If you would have did,
if I'd have shot more.
Well, just think, if you would have shot more and you already averaged 30, that's probably 50, 20, and 19.
But I think in those days it was very difficult for a player to play and not get a shot. We had a player named Curtis Perry, played in Milwaukee, and we had plays. And I never forget once we were in the locker room with that, and the guys all said, "Man, Oscar, we're not getting any shots." I said, "Hell, man, they all going to Kareem." And I said, but then when Curtis Bird came to me one day and said, "Man, I'm not getting the ball." So I asked Coach Larry Costello, I said, "What can we do?" He said, "Well, he's got to rebound more." I said, "Curtis, don't worry, I'll take care of you."
You threw him a bone.
So I started taking the ball to him a lot, you know. But there are a lot of players like that, like Curtis Perry, you know, and guys like that, you know. Then no one cares about them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget there was a guy in New York. What was it? I want to take. He was playing. He never took any shots, and they had all these guys was taking all the shots, scoring and whatnot. So they got into this real tough basketball game, and they weren't doing so well. So they start throwing in the ball, so he called timeout. "What the hell you throwing me the ball now for?"
Right.
He said, "You haven't thrown me the ball all year.
game.
Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden you can't get your shot. You're gonna throw me the ball."
Yeah.
That's what happens a lot, you know.
Mm.
I mean, but it's really difficult today in this game of basketball, you know, where I think the fans anticipate certain guys doing things. I mean, what bothers me more than anything, how can a guy just come up to you and just drive around you so easy?
Yeah, man, don't get me started. No
I
effort.
mean, they don't slide.
Mm-mm.
That's not even caring.
Jokic made a fool out of USA.
Mm.
All because that guard didn't fight through to get to his man.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I would never have Kareem switch on my man.
They down screens too much.
Why am I going to go inside and play against a 7'4" guy?
Don't make no sense.
And that USA kept doing that, and Jokic kept scoring last. Bam.
Mhm.
What was the coach doing? Kerr? I mean, you know, you can't say you want Steph Curry to switch off on Jokic
No, you don't
inside.
want that problems.
Mm-mm.
But Kareem wouldn't switch anyway, so it didn't really matter. No, but I'd fight through. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
it was different. I mean, it changed probably towards the end. I came in 02 and left in 17, where when you first, it was through the post, and we didn't switch on screens. You fought over, under, or through the screens.
You have to do that
Yeah.
because
but-
it won't work otherwise.
Yeah, now it's everybody's switchables, and
And they used to tell you, get a big man the bone.
Yeah,
He ain't gonna set no
got
screen.
to.
You already know. You was in the league. They said if the big man run up and down, make sure you
Gotta
let him
feed
touch
him.
the ball.
Yeah.
Because he the one setting the screens. He rebounding. He doing all the dirty work. If you don't throw him the ball, watch how your screens be. Watch how your screens be. Yeah,
Well,
it's shady.
but basketball resorted to that because you see a lot of teams. They would always set the big guy out beyond the foul line,
Mm-hmm.
and then and the rules are you have to go out to the foul line, at least to the foul line. You can stay underneath the basket. That just made a lot of guys great. It made you go to the basket, and dunk the ball, and do that. But I'll tell you this: so when Wilt and Russell played, you didn't do that. Nate Thurman, she didn't get no dunks like that. I mean, it's a game that's really changed. But I think it's a good game. But this is the way it's going to be forever. And I think they ought to cancel the All-Star game.
it's a joke.
One quick question off the record. You ever got in a fight in the game?
Not a total fight
Yeah.
because we had Wayne Embry.
Wayne he was laying people out, huh?
He was about 6'8" and 275. So, you know,
Big fella.
You know, I mean, because when he played against Wilt, Wilt couldn't push him underneath the basket. I guess guys realize that, man.
Yeah.
And so, but there were a lot of knockout guys on these teams. I must tell you. Once you went through them, you know, you understood what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
So you watch yourself, you know. I mean, this is what I understand today, you know.
Rudy caught one.
I saw that, you know. I really don't think he was trying to hit Rudy, but when you're in a fight,
You better keep your hands up.
you don't run up behind a guy that's getting hit and punching at someone else. You don't run up. You go around so he can see you.
That was the biggest dude on the court he ran to, too.
Well, it was unfortunate, but I've been in situations where guys get punched. I mean, you know, but you know, it was just
Part of the game.
quick punches. Yeah, you know, and guys would go. That'll be it, man.
Yeah. No suspensions, no nothing.
$50 fine.
See,
$50
I
fine.
got $33 million for one punch. It wasn't a player though. But yeah, it wasn't a regular punch.
And it wasn't a player.
Definitely
either.
wasn't a regular punch.
I'm just saying.
I'm with you.
I'm just saying.
So here we go. We got the home stretch. We obviously appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing with us. For 85, you're looking great. What are you doing to stay in shape these days? You golf, exercise, or eat good? What do you do?
I'm not doing as much.
What's the secret?
My daughters keep telling me that I don't walk enough. You know?
You don't
You
walk
don't walk
enough?
enough? I want to look like that at 85. Oh, you got 2 daughters. I got 5, so
You
I'm
got-
good. Because they say when you have daughters, that's gonna be the ones to take care of you when you get to old age.
I got 4 boys.
Yeah,
I'm
so
in trouble.
I'm glad I got 5. I got 6 actually. I got 6.
And no sugar, no soft drinks, none of those things.
Just health.
Yeah.
Health is important. One thing you wish you were better at.
I wish I had been better at communicating about the association's direction of what we were trying to do. Because I don't think a lot of guys understood it even today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they understood how they got where they are today.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think although we won in court with the Oscar Robertson rule, I still don't think. I think a lot of them just think that they this year because they're great players.
Well,
I mean,
so many people paved the way. So many.
Yeah, but I mean, say a guy makes $60 million. I mean, do you really think he's worth $60 million to play basketball? I don't think so. Well, but
Unless you're LeBron or somebody who's
no, it doesn't matter. But if you get it, take it, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I
Why
say
would
that.
you negotiate?
That's a lot of money to pay anyone to do something that you really love to do.
Mm-hmm.
That we used to do for free.
But now you ain't got to love it and you getting that money.
I guess
They don't even have them. Don't even love it. They getting paid. What advice would you give current players?
invest your money wisely.
Invest your money wisely.
You know, speak a little Chinese if you can, because
money.
because the world doesn't end with the USA
Right. Or the NBA.
or the NBA.
Right.
The NBA guys are making millions of dollars, aren't you? There's some wealthy people in this country, man. I'm
Yeah.
talking about billionaires, and how they make their money. Find out how they make their money. What are they doing? I mean, but and it's going to go on. I mean, I don't think it's going to get any worse. I think the basketball players right now are going to lead these other baseball and football into the direction of getting more and more money for their players.
Right. Guaranteed money too.
Even with the Oscar Robertson rule, the owners, what do you think the owners getting out of it?
They eating too.
If they're paying the players this crazy money, imagine
Imagine
what
how
they're
much they
getting.
making.
Favorite musical group?
Temptations.
Temptations.
That's what you listen to right now. Like,
Oh yeah, I listen to them quite a bit. I listen to a lot of music.
yeah,
Fats Domino.
yeah, the classics.
Jackie Wilson.
Yeah.
Anything new?
Look, you didn't play something. He told you to turn it off, huh?
What was it?
I'm going to date myself, so I'm not going to say Jay-Z. I'm dating myself.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
When you hear music today, first of all, they got the sound and music up so bad. I don't even know what they're
Can't hear
singing.
the words, right?
No, they don't care about the words no more.
And
One thing.
I think more than anything, they wanted to come out in short pants and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think people see that, they say, "Oh man, what a great song." Well, what the hell did they
What
say?
did they say?
They say, I just grew up in an era where Clyde McFadden and these guys, man, you understand the Temptations and the Four Tops. Oh man.
It was class.
Oh, come on.
It was all class back
Good old
then.
days.
It was super class.
I mean, and they could sing in different type songs, fast, slow.
And everybody was dressed alike. Everybody had on gowns and tuxedos. It wasn't no half naked. It wasn't none of that.
No. And
But they had that Nat Barnes, yeah.
It was combed out though. They wouldn't let the
It
girls.
wasn't natural. It wasn't natural. They had put all kind of shit in their hair to make it look like that.
Potato line.
Fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
No, it was a great era, to be honest. Whatnot.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you look at music and whatnot, they went from rock and roll. Then guess what? What did they go after? What did they do after that?
After rock and roll,
Yeah.
blues,
With the soul.
soul,
Yeah, so.
Who was winning all the awards in rock and roll until they went to
Elvis.
soul?
No, your boy.
That's good.
Little Richard? No,
Yeah,
you're good.
Little Richard got the Beatles started. People don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Little Richard was a tremendous star, man.
Super talent.
For a long time in the rock and roll, it was going to the Black Stars. All of a sudden, so
Jimmy.
So then what happened? They came out. They said, "Oh, we can't have this." They started making soul music.
Yeah. We the most copied race in the world, so I get it.
I wish we had.
I get it.
I wish we had more time just to sit and pick
Oh,
your
man, we
brain
talk
and
to you
ask
all day,
questions,
bro.
man. But we really appreciate your time. Thank
No, I
you for
appreciate it.
spending a little bit with us. We looking forward to seeing you the rest of the weekend, man. And just thank you for everything you did, not only for us but for the game and for the culture.
Yes,
we really
thank you
appreciate
very much.
I think it was something. It was a good ride. I'm glad I did it. it wasn't always easy.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said before, I'm glad for the players, man. I'm glad they're making their money and living in mansions and $50 million houses and whatnot. It means a lot to me because, these guys will never have to have their families to worry about anything, man,
Right.
That means a lot,
That's it.
It means a whole lot.
And it started with
And
people like
with
you.
saying all that, it takes no energy to say thank you.
No, it does not. But, I've always said this also. My daughter, she said I should cut it off with this.
She gave you the sign, huh?
I think everyone that plays basketball or goes into a corporation should know the history of that corporation or the game of basketball or baseball or football, whatever. They should have to read about it and find out what it's all about. But these guys aren't going to do that.
We talked about that before you came in, understanding who came before and who paved the way. So we understand and we definitely appreciate everything you did to the game and did for the culture. So thank you for your time today.
My pleasure, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate being with you.
New York, a 6'7" forward from UNLV, number 2, Larry Johnson.
Let's go. That's where we should go, and y'all flooded it, man. So we appreciate the love.
The fact that y'all coming out and showing us love, we appreciate y'all.